So it's morning of the game's final, and been out for a quick little stroll. I'm actually going to get wet again. Where are we at? Feeling pretty good today, actually. Probably the most nervous days were before the semi-final, and that's just because you just, I suppose in the back of your mind, don't want to miss out in the final, even though you're travelling pretty well. You've always got that sort of wariness as to things can happen in semis, and important to be in the final, otherwise you're not in contention. So feeling pretty good. I'm confident we can repeat what we've been doing, what we've set out to do from the start, and really row the boat as fast as we can from start to finish in our own way. We probably got caught in the semi just working off the Brits a little bit in the third 500 rather than continue to row our boat speed. We sort of settled with them, and we had sort of half to three-quarters of a length, and then when we came into the 500 to go with the crowd noise and I suppose a little bit of lack of clarity on our part as to what we were really willing to do to win the race. And so I think if we had to continue to row our race, we would have got further in front, and then it wouldn't have been an issue in the back end. So, look, I think it's been a really emotional couple of weeks. The highs and lows are just extraordinary. I feel at times really damn excited and then really nervous. And we've had a bit of a chat yesterday about all our feelings and thoughts about the whole thing we're going through. For me, it's probably what's going through my mind is, first and foremost, I want to do it justice as to all the work we've done and, the qualities of the crew. Just want to do that justice in terms of putting a performance out there that we can all be proud of. And if we do that, the result really is less significant in one sense. I know that's sort of hard to understand, but I think when we've rowed really well, we've been able to win races. When we've performed pretty well and haven't quite held it together, we've come second. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be in that position today. As for competitors, no doubt GB will be extremely tough, and they're rowing well. They're good guys at what they do. There's no doubt about it, and they'll fight right to the end. And why wouldn't you? And in the US, I think they're a really good crew. They look technically very good, moving the boat well. We haven't raced them yet, so we don't know what they're like. The Greeks, they're just starting to sort of look like they're finding a bit of form again through this regatta. They started out pretty sluggishly, and if they row the boat well rather than trying to row too hard, I've got no doubt that I'll be right there. And then the Dutch and Germans, just a bit of an unexpected sort of situation as to how they'll perform. The Germans have been up and down and have speed when they produce it, so mindful of that. And the Dutch are relatively new combination, so you just don't know. But again, we're not focusing on what others are doing, we're sort of focusing on ourselves. And the other factor with it all is yesterday lanes got redrawn for fairness. You could say that we shot ourselves in the foot by qualifying in the second position because it's put us in an outside lane. And that might be seen later on as an issue. But I think as long as we're one or two lanes from the main competition in the race, then I'm confident we'll go pretty well. Crosshead doesn't really faze me. I think head breeze suits us. But we've rowed fast tail breezes as well, so I think we're pretty good in all conditions. And the element of unfairness in the course, you just can't do anything about it. It's not great, it's not ideal, but we're an outdoor sport, and so that's just at the mercy of the elements. And if we row as I think we can, I think we can clear out. And if we do that, then it won't come down to a canvas or half a length. It'll be 3/4 of a length, and if that's the case, then a lane doesn't make any difference whatsoever. If it's closer than that, then yeah, it's up for a coin toss. And lanes may play a part, but there's no excuses. Like, we had the chance to win the race in the semi, so that's how it is. I'm not really fazed about that at all. You just focus on what you can do. The other element is my family. My wife and kids have given me a note here, or a bunch of notes with some photographs, and that's one of the big things about all this, is that the support that they've given me over the last sort of 4 years and more has just been incredible. And just Melanie in particular, like almost being a single mum at times. Well, not almost, but being a single mum at times. The kids are amazing, really understanding what Daddy's going through, and they want me home, and I want to finish this off really well so that I can go and enjoy my life with them, and know that I've given my all to sport and to rowing, and just happy in the notion that I've done my best with what I had, and do it for my family, do it for myself, do it for my crew, and obviously we're all proud of doing it for our country. So Australia hasn't had a great games, and it'd be great to be able to bring home a reward for all the stuff that goes into helping a crew like us get here.